The Your Safe Space podcast is recorded on Wurundjeri land. This podcast acknowledges the traditional owners and custodians of the land. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land. Welcome to Your Safe Space, the podcast. I'm your host, Adele Marie, and this podcast is here for you. It is a safe space for us to catch up each week to discuss anything and everything. And on today's show, we are doing an AMA on air, but it's a Europe edition. Guys, happy Friday. Thank you so much for coming back for another episode of Your Safe Space. And I'm so excited to be bringing you this show because if you are across my community on every other platform, you would know that today I am flying to Europe, and boy, oh boy, this has come around so quickly. I can't believe that I'm leaving today. And you guys were asking me quite a few questions about it. So I thought, why don't I do an AMA episode where I can answer them all very quickly? We'll do a bit of a rapid fire episode for you, and you can come and listen to this if you are interested. Obviously, while I'm away, we're still going to be dropping episodes of Your Safe Space. Don't worry, I'm not going to leave you guys without. There will be a very short break, which I will let you know more about when we get to the last episode. Anyway, we are going to get straight into it. Now, obviously the AMA is a little bit different today, so I don't know if I need to say this show is not a replacement for professional mental health help. If you guys do need that though, obviously, please check the show notes. Those notes will always be there on every episode anyway, okay? But let's get into it. Now, for those of you playing along, I am going to Europe today. I don't know if I can even say that because I had a video on TikTok go a little bit viral where I had referenced going to Europe, and then I had all these people from Europe very angry at me because I was calling it Europe and they were saying that it's so big and there's so many countries and I need to be specific about where I'm going. And then people thought I was American because I was saying that. And I was like, guys, I'm just an Aussie girl who wrote Europe because it was one word versus writing like 7 countries, you know? Anyway, they were not happy with me. And so I'm still going to call it Europe because I feel like we do that here in Australia, but hopefully none of those trolls listen to this episode. Now, I am heading off tonight. Our flight is quite late. It's literally, we're getting to the airport at 10 p.m. So I've got the whole day still to run some last minute errands and do what I need to do to get organized. Hopefully at the time of this coming out, I've fucking packed, and let's get into it. So we are flying straight into Paris, which I can't wait because I have been there before. Then heading to Amsterdam, then to Dubrovnik, then to Greece. In Greece, we have a trip from Athens to an island called Kos, K-O-S, and then we're going to an island called Kalymnos. And then after that, we'll head over to Italy. In Italy, we'll start at the Amalfi Coast, and then we'll head up, we'll do Rome, we'll do Venice, and then we fly to Lisbon, and that's where we end the trip. Now, I've got your top 5 asked questions, and I'm going to jump into that. Question number 1 is, where are you most excited to visit and why? And to be totally honest, I'm excited for the whole trip, and I know that's a little bit of a cop-out, but I genuinely am. It has been a hot minute since I've been over there. The last time I went, I was 22, and I'm 30 now. So that was, 8 years ago? 8 or 9 years ago? That's insane. And I'm grateful to be going back because firstly, we're escaping Melbourne winter, which is always a really good thing. And this trip will be different to my last trip because my last trip was a party trip and it was party done on a bit of a budget. I stayed in hostels. I was either drunk or hungover for most of it. And yeah, do I even remember parts of it? Probably not. And there are definitely things that I remember or places I want to go back to. But while it was fun for that version of me and that younger era of my life, I think now being a bit older, being able to know what I value and know how I want to enjoy travel or how I want to enjoy this trip, I am looking forward to appreciating it differently. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with going and partying and having a blast like that. I think there's a time and place. That time and place is not anymore for me. I really just want to enjoy good food, enjoy good company, and make good memories. And so I'm, really looking forward to that. As for where I'm most excited to visit, Definitely any of the new places that I'm going to. So I have not been to Kos or Kalymnos, so they're the islands in Greece. The last time I went to Greece, I went to Mykonos, Ios, and Paros, and obviously Athens. So I'm very keen for that. Not super keen for the ferry. I've seen so many TikToks about just how, I don't know, overcrowded and scary it is to get on them. So I'm hoping that it's going to be okay. I also did not go to the Amalfi Coast last time. And so, yes, I'm very excited to see that. And I'm very keen to go to Lisbon. Lisbon was my idea because, yeah, no one else really wanted to go and visit there. But I was like, no, I've heard many good things about it. I have seen beautiful videos and things. And so I just want to go check it out and see how it will be. And then, yeah, I think my answer is definitely anywhere I haven't been before. I just love immersing myself in like a new environment, new culture, new food. And yeah, I'm looking forward to all those places. Number 2 is, can you please talk about the balance of resting and training when you're traveling? And yes, I can, because I have also been going to the gym for nearly 8 years. In that time, I've experienced a lot of stuff. I've experienced breakups, lockdowns, moving houses, moving states, getting really sick, new jobs, traveling, other holidays. And so every single time big things like that happen, my training always gets impacted. I obviously know that I can go over there with like a good intention. I'm going to pack my activewear, of course. And you guys would know that I love the gym. It's a very big part of my life. And it's part of my routine now in a way, like where I don't go, I do feel a bit sad or I don't feel as mentally well. But I really want to just try and look at it with balance, because I think if I look back to every other part of my life where like I haven't trained for like weeks or maybe even months, it's still been okay. Every single time I've ended up back in the gym. Yes, it's been hard to adjust, but I've been all right. And so I think going overseas on this trip, I'm very aware that I might struggle a little bit without the gym, but we're also going to be walking. I've seen some people doing like 20, 30,000 steps a day on TikTok. I also know it's really hot over there. So there's a heat wave at the moment, and some of the temperatures that I'm seeing are like 40, 41, 42 degrees plus. I wouldn't go to the gym in that weather here. So I think just being really mindful, being really aware of that. I also want to enjoy my trip as well. So I want to eat good food and not have to really stress about squeezing in a workout if I want to do exploring or if I want to go see a site or spend time with family. And I really just don't think it's worth me stressing over. So I'm having a very balanced but relaxed approach at the same time. You guys would have seen me go to Bali recently where I did book a hotel that had a gym. I did 2 workouts there, and the workout is very different to what I would do here because I was limited by equipment and things like that. But I still just wanted to do 2 workouts because I enjoy it. It felt good, and I was able to still get a sense of like routine even being away. I think I'll probably struggle more with the lack of routine while I'm traveling, in full discretion. So, yeah, I'm going to be balanced. I'm going to be prepared. I'm still going to take my activewear. If I can get it done, I will. If I can't, so be it. If I am super desperate for a workout, I think I will download either the Les Mills app again or the Kick app, because they've got workouts in there that don't require equipment and that I could possibly do on the go. But as I said, it's going to be really hot. So I might get there and just think, let me lay by the beach in my bikini, obviously in the shade with 50 plus as well. And I think for anyone listening who does go to the gym or is worried about their training being impacted by a holiday, this is okay. But if you look at your life, if we take a holistic view and we zoom out on our life, that little chunk of 4 weeks or that little chunk of 2 weeks or whatever it is, or however long it is a very small blip in our life, right? And so it's going to be okay. You're allowed to take a break. If anything, it's probably better for you to have a bit of a break as well and rest your body. Obviously, when I come home, it's going to be hard, and you guys are probably going to hear me complaining about trying to get back into the gym or back into a routine. And yeah, I'll worry about that when I get home. Question number 3. How will you manage with long periods of time with your family? And I actually was wondering this as well. I'm trying to be prepared. We obviously live together at the moment and we are going together to every place. I definitely think it is a possibility that we might want to kill each other, but I also think being family, we're probably the best people to travel with as well. Because with family, you can have a huge blow up and then like 3 hours later, you've got to get dinner together. So you've got to talk to each other again. And so I think it will be okay. I hope it will be okay. Dad has never been over there before. So I'm so excited for him to experience some new things himself. Mum has been to Italy and France before. And so all the other places she has never seen either. So I think it's going to be a great chance for us to make some nice memories. If anything, I'm more worried about us maybe killing each other on the flights because we're all seated next to each other. We can rotate, I'm sure, to give each other space from each other, but those really long flights, especially in and out, low key, slightly worried about them. And then my other worry that I had really didn't have anything to do with each other's behavior, but it was with the walking. So as I just said, there's going to be lots of walking. My parents, bless them, they're in their 50s. I'm not going to sit here and say my parents are old, but I'm really hoping that they'll be okay with the walking and that we'll be able to like keep up and be able to like see everything that we want to see. But I'm also super mindful that there's stairs everywhere, especially in Positano, especially in Dubrovnik, cobblestone roads. And so they've gone and got all their comfy shoes and hopefully we'll be okay. And then lastly, if we do have a fight, which we probably will, let's be real, or I can feel myself getting there and getting on the verge of having a fight, I am going to remove myself. I'm very good at being self-aware and knowing when I need a minute to take a breather and take a step out. And so if I'm being a bitch, I'll just go and do my own thing. If I feel myself going down that path, I'll just take myself out on a solo date or go and do some solo exploring, which would also be nice to give my mum and dad some time away from me too. I also have extended family over there in Greece while we're there for the wedding. And so, yeah, I'll catch up with them or spend time with them. And I've got friends that I know will be in certain areas when I'll be there too. So maybe we can tee up a dinner or a lunch or I don't know, go to a beach or do something together while I'm there as well. So I'm hoping that we have a bit of balance and I'm hoping that it will be okay, but I will be vlogging the entire time. So if we do have any fights, I'm sure you guys will see it. And then our fourth question is, what are your top 5 tips for traveling overseas? And I did kind of answer this in the solo travel, but I'll give you my quick hot take on it. But number 1, air tags. Get onto them. Cannot live without them. I love just looking on my phone and checking the app because you need to have, it's called the Find My app and you can see where your air tags are. So I can see the bags at home right now, but it'll just be peace of mind knowing that, oh my goodness, we're on the plane, our bags are on the plane with us, or hopefully, touch wood, the bags don't get lost. But if they are, at least I'll be able to know where they are. Number 2 is packing cubes. Oh my goodness. I have not packed yet, still by the time I'm recording this, but mum and dad packed with packing cubes. And can I just tell you how much space it saves and how organized it makes the suitcase? Highly recommend. I'm going to get stuck into mine as well. Obviously, travel insurance, travel documents, and travel adapters. I'm cheating a little bit. I'm giving you 3 in 1 there, but those are pretty self-explanatory. Number 4 is organizing your money and currency. And so not financial advice, but I'm with Upbank and Upbank lets you use your card overseas. So they've got very low fees when it comes to, well, I don't think they've got any fees when it takes money out or when you do a transaction, and the conversion rate is really good too. So make sure that you've got a card that you can use that's not charging you when you're taking money out or not charging you when you're using it. And obviously going over there with some cash in the currency of the place that you're going will be helpful too. And then my last thing that I'm packing and taking with me is a first aid kit. Now, I know there's pharmacies everywhere. I know the pharmacies, especially in Europe, are a lot better than what they are in Australia. But today I'll be going to Chemist Warehouse to be stocking up on a whole list of first aid health stuff so that I know that it's in my suitcase and I've got peace of mind that if I need an antihistamine or eye drops or bloody, I don't know, Panadol, Nurofen, I've got it. And so that's just for peace of mind for me. The last thing I'll say is research wherever you are going. Check that you don't need any kind of declaration or visas or needing to show any kind of proof of COVID vaccine. Check all of that before you get on the plane or before you even book your ticket. But yeah, they're probably my top 5. And then question number 5, the last question is, what are the things you are most looking forward to about the trip? And it's hard for me just to say one thing. So very quickly, to travel with my family. This has been a goal of mine for a really long time. And I wish that my sister was coming. Obviously, obviously she went around traveling in her van and doing her own thing and spending her money that way. And so I'm happy for her. But yeah, I'm excited to make some fun memories with mum and dad and excited to just appreciate food and lifestyle and culture in these different countries that we're going to. I'm also really excited for my cousin's wedding. That's the whole point that we're going. And so my cousin will get married on the island in Greece in Kalymnos. I think it's like mid-August. That's when we'll be there. And yeah, I'm just so excited for him. And it's just going to be beautiful because it's going to be really intimate. I don't think that many members of our family are going over. It's a destination wedding. And I'm really, really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be picture perfect. And obviously, taking a break. That's my last thing that I'm looking forward to. I love my job so much, but I really haven't had a proper break in a little while. You guys probably would have heard when I went to Bali, I needed to take that break ages ago. I probably needed a bit of a longer break. And so I will be taking one. Obviously, I'm pre-recording in the lead up to going. I'm still going to be vlogging, but I won't be doing any editing while I'm away. And there'll also be a delay in the content too. So that will give me some, I guess, peace and break. And when I say I won't be doing any editing, I'm just talking about the podcast and YouTube. I still will be obviously editing my TikToks, but don't worry, there'll be lots of vlogs, there'll be lots of content. It just might be a little bit slower than usual. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap the show here. I hope you have a great weekend. By the time you're listening to this, I may not even be at the airport yet, but maybe you're listening on Saturday and I might actually be in Paris and I can't bloody wait. I will see you on Sunday for our next episode. If you aren't already, join the Facebook group, Your Safe Space Podcast community. Follow us on Instagram, Your Safe Space Pod. All of the giveaways are now closed. They'll be back for season 2 and all of the AMA questions are now closed. But if you do still want to submit them, you can DM the Your Safe Space podcast, leave us a review on Apple, leave us a rating on Spotify, and share us on your story while you're listening. That helps us so much. All right, guys, I'll see you next time. Bye.